Music legend Dolly Parton and her husband, Carl Dean, have been together for more than 50 years, yet surprisingly little is known about their marriage. One thing that is clear, however, is just what Dean thinks of his wife's music. Jolene, 9 to 5, and I Will Always Love You are just a few of Dolly Parton's most iconic songs. But believe it or not, these legendary jams probably don't do much for her husband. In fact, Dean is one of the few people out there who doesn't care much for Parton's music at all. During an appearance on Good Morning Britain, Parton confessed that her uber-elusive hubby had only seen her perform on stage a handful of times. Apparently, he's not big on attending her concerts, unless she's tearing up the stage at a state fair, that is.
She loves to go to the fair and go to the tractor pull and go to the stockyards and do all that, so sometimes he'll ramble around and kind of hear me sing.
So what kind of music is Dean into?
He likes hard rock, he likes Led Zeppelin and bluegrass music, so my music's somewhere in between.
Parton describes her husband's music taste as a touchy subject. Thankfully, however, her husband still supports her in pretty much everything she does.
Well, he's proud of me. He's proud of me, and he loves that I love what I do, but I think it's just, I don't know, it's a touchy subject.
So Dean isn't big on country music. So what? In fact, this little quirk is just one of many in a strange, fascinating, and genuinely heartwarming marriage. The day Dolly Parton moved to Nashville, Tennessee, she met Carl Dean outside the Wishy Washy Laundromat. Recalling their first encounter on her official website, Dean writes, "My first thought was, I'm gonna marry that girl. My second thought was, Lord, she's good looking. And that was the day my life began." But marriage was the last thing on Parton's mind, as her move to Music City had coincided with the start of her budding singing career. Still, she was enchanted by him, and they did decide to get hitched in 1966. While Dean's mom was ecstatic to throw the couple a big wedding, Parton's record company reportedly wasn't pleased. Parton later told CMT News, "Everyone at my label had invested money in me and in building my career, so they asked me if I'd wait a year to get married." Parton eventually decided to buck her record label's orders, and she, her groom, and her mom headed off to Georgia. To avoid the marriage being reported in the Tennessee newspapers, Parton revealed, "My mother made me a little white dress and a little bouquet and a little Bible. But I said, I can't get married in a courthouse because I'll never feel married. So we found a little Baptist church in town." Throughout her time in the limelight, Dolly Parton's private marriage and her even more private husband have been the target of tabloids. America's country sweetheart even admitted to Oprah Winfrey that the paparazzi have often mistaken male members of her crew for her husband, but they've still managed to keep things under wraps. It wouldn't be surprising, of course, if the couple's secretive marriage is one of the reasons why they've been able to stay together for so long. Well, that and the fact that they apparently never argue, according to Parton. They do have their tiffs from time to time, just like any couple, but as Parton told Oprah, "He's always loved who I was, and I loved who he was, and we never tried to change each other."
We've always had a good time. He's crazy and I'm crazy. We laugh a lot, and I think that's been one of the healthiest, the most precious part of our relationship.
Dolly Parton's Tennessee-based theme park, Dollywood, isn't the only place the superstar can run off to when she wants to escape from her everyday life. When she's not working 9 to 5, a pal of Parton's told Closer Weekly that the entertainer retreats to a small cabin for some solitude. It's like half a little chapel and half a workspace. There's no phone, and Carl never ventures in there. It's Dolly's space. The source claimed that Parton can spend hours in the cabin, strumming her guitar and working out songs, even going as far as to call it her happy place. In preparation for their 50th wedding anniversary in May 2016, Dolly Parton and Carl Dean planned a blowout party. Parton told the crowd at one of her concerts that she would wear a beautiful wedding dress for the occasion because, "I didn't have a big, long wedding dress when we got married, and we've got a suit for him, so we're going to dress up and take a bunch of pictures.
I'm going to have somebody make me a beautiful wedding gown, and we're probably going to do it all over again."
Even Parton was surprised that Dean agreed to the photo op, considering he usually avoids the cameras. But what was really shocking was the fact that Dean was willing to make a rare public appearance at the shindig. Parton had previously described her husband as a loner, telling People magazine, "He doesn't particularly care about being around anybody but me." Though he's supportive of his wife being in the limelight, the I Will Always Love You singer told People that Dean doesn't like all the hullabaloo that comes with being a public figure. Of course, it's great that he's managed to etch out such a solitary life and maintain his loving marriage to his superstar wife, but you've got to admit, it's a heck of a unique way to live. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite celebs are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.